For younger people, there's this pressure to be sexual, pressure to know what that means.
The sexual culture on my campus is definitely a hookup culture.
There's so much taboo around talking about sex.
I'd say that most people are learning about sex, statistically through porn.
There is a lot of talk amongst men about sexuality, a lot of talk around some very empty things.
The existing sexual culture on campus makes a lot of people feel confused.
It makes me feel that my only sense of worth comes from my sexuality and my sexual experiences.
Our entire country is talking about the culture of assault on college campuses. Our young people, 20 million students on college campuses, concentrated in that specific arena, who are now living in a sexual culture that is dominated by fear and policy. And that is confusing. There is no one sitting down to actually talk about sex with these kids. What we are talking about is consent language, policy, handbook, checking boxes at orientation. We have to recognize that where our young people are going for sex education is pornography and the internet and the media. That's where they're learning about what they're supposed to feel, what they're supposed to do, say, act like, sound like, look like. And that's what they're taking literally into their sexual interactions. My name is Sarah Burden, and I am a sacred sexuality teacher, an experiential educator, and a wilderness guide. I've worked with hundreds of students in the realm of sexuality and thousands of students worldwide in embodiment education for almost 20 years.
Our young people know when they're given the real thing. Sarah's work is the real thing. This is education that will affect their intimacy, their relationships, their experience of love, how they stand in this world.
Sarah's work has opened a new universe for me.
It felt really empowering.
Incredibly important for college students, people my age, coming into their bodies and their sexuality.
It's okay to ask questions and be curious.
When we give our young people knowledge and education about sex, we give them empowerment. I have sat in front of 300 students on 6 university campuses across this country in an entirely student-driven grassroots effort. And I have received their emails, I have watched their faces, and I have listened to them say, this is different. Why is no one else doing this? How have I made it this far in my life without this kind of education? We cannot be having a conversation about consent if we're not willing to have a conversation about the body. If we have never taught kids about their bodies and about what sex actually can be, they do not feel the agency and the empowerment to actually advocate for themselves, to open their mouths, to ask for something different, to redirect situations, and to know their own value, that there is something possible inside of sexuality that is bigger than just avoiding assault.
If I had been exposed to this work earlier, I would have been saved a lot of heartache. And I think I could have helped save a lot of other people a lot of heartache as well.
We actually can change and shift this culture. And in order to take this where it can go, I need support.
This investment could change this world.